The man's company was on the brink of collapse. Desperate, he tried to seek out a wealthy woman for a behind-the-scenes deal. Who would have thought? The very next second, the rich woman introduced her husband to him instead. The moment the tycoon laid eyes on the man, he was instantly drawn to him. The man, on the other hand, thought he'd been caught red-handed, stammering as he stared at the awkward love triangle before him. Unexpectedly, the rich woman didn't say another word. She simply got into her car and drove off, leaving the man standing there in a daze, staring at the tycoon. The tycoon sized him up from head to toe for quite a while, then said with obvious excitement, "How about we go somewhere else and talk?" They went to a hotel. The man dropped to his knees in front of the tycoon, repeatedly apologizing. "I just wanted to talk about cooperation with the Lee Group. I swear I'll never do something like this again." To his surprise, the tycoon wasn't angry at all. Instead, he looked positively delighted and began selling himself. "If you don't want my wife, then what do you think about me?" That question completely short-circuited the man's brain. The tycoon went on to explain that this meeting had still been arranged through his wife. "Not bad. You're very much my type." The man cautiously asked, testing the waters. Aren't you two married? Or is it an open marriage?" The tycoon burst out laughing. "No, we're just friends. I had my own difficulties, so I asked him to marry me temporarily. It's only a marriage on the surface." The man was utterly stunned. A temporary marriage? Was this how the lives of the elite worked? The tycoon stared at him for a long time. He'd thought the woman's words were just a joke, but he hadn't expected the man to suit his taste so perfectly. Unable to resist, he leaned in and stole a quick kiss, then asked with a smile, "So? What do you think of me?" The man was speechless. What do I think? He'd assumed that touching someone else's spouse would mean instant death. Yet, in the very next moment, he found himself pressed beneath that same husband. The tycoon's assertive movements overwhelmed him completely. He shoved the man leaning over him away. "This is my first time. I can't just do it so casually." The tycoon radiated charm, his hands still misbehaving, slowly massaging him. Never having experienced anything like this before, the man's face flushed and his heart raced. He wrapped an arm around the tycoon's neck and leaned in, boldly taking a deep kiss. Doesn't matter who it is, if they're human, he thought. If it's all about unspoken rules anyway, men or women, it's all the same. Actually, this isn't bad. He hesitated, then said honestly, "But I've only ever done this with women before. I'm not very good at it yet. If you're willing to teach me?" The tycoon stared at him without moving, then suddenly broke into laughter. "You're really adorable." The man was stunned by the tycoon's sheer presence and prowess. After some hesitation, he negotiated whether he could be the one putting in the effort instead. The tycoon pretended to think it over for a moment, then looked at him with a wicked grin. "It's your first time working out like this. I'll be careful. I promise I'll make you feel blissfully intoxicated." He didn't know how much time had passed before the man finally woke up. By then, the tycoon was no longer beside him. He touched his own cheek. It was clean and refreshed. Turns out he'd gotten exhausted midway and passed out, and the tycoon had thoughtfully cleaned him up. Just then, his phone rang. His assistant called, brimming with excitement, bringing good news. The company's product sales had suddenly surged. Job applicants were submitting resumes, and most importantly, several investors had reached out. The man was shocked. He hadn't expected the unspoken deal to work this well. Soon after, he received a text from the tycoon, saying that last night had felt great and that he'd be in touch again soon. Just like that, 2 weeks passed, yet the tycoon still hadn't called. Unable to hold back, the man considered reaching out himself but worried the tycoon might find him annoying. At that moment, a new message popped up on his phone, startling him. When he looked, it turned out to be from the wealthy woman, inviting him to lunch at a restaurant. He changed clothes and arrived as agreed, smiling awkwardly. "May I ask why you wanted to see me?" She told him not to be nervous and to eat first. Feeling stiff and uneasy, the man kept stuffing food into his mouth to cover up the awkwardness. Then, out of nowhere, she said, "Just like my husband." The man was so startled he choked several times. His reaction amused her. So, how are things going between you and Peter? Do you two get along? Let me apologize first. I introduced you to Peter without asking for your consent. But he said he really feels something for you. I just don't know if you feel the same. The man's face turned even redder. He nodded awkwardly. The wealthy woman then took the initiative and said she could tell him about the tycoon's preferences. The man was shocked again. There was really such a thing as a wife giving advice to a third party. She continued calmly. He likes it in the car. Of course, during that time, the secretary has to sit in the passenger seat. He also likes restraints and going out with toys hidden on his body. She pointed to her chest. He also likes piercings here. That barrage of revelations made the man blush all the way to the base of his neck. Unable to help himself, he asked, "Have you done these things with him?" She looked at him seriously. "What? Am I crazy? Me and Peter? I'm telling you this so you can use it to lure him out. He's far more vulnerable to temptation than you think. If you entice him, he'll take the bait immediately. And most importantly, to see you, he's been working desperately to keep your company afloat. If you show up now, that guy would probably strip and run over without hesitation." Soon after, the tycoon received a message from the man. "Why can't I get in touch with the Lee group? Did I get dumped?" The tycoon instantly lost his composure. "What does this mean? Who do you think I've been so busy for? Wasn't it all to save your half-dead company? I've been working harder than anyone, all right?" He quickly replied, "Absolutely not." "What's wrong?" he asked. The man answered, "If not, then meet me tomorrow night. I have a gift for you." That evening, the tycoon arrived early and waited in the room. Soon, the man arrived as well. "This is my gift for you." The tycoon opened it. Inside was a pair of earrings. "Well, they're beautiful, right?" The tycoon smiled. "But I don't have my ears pierced. Should I get them done now?" The man quickly started taking off his clothes. "Who said anything about your ears? I meant for you to put them on me."